So I don't know about you, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and assume that at some point in your life, you have been hurt. I know I've been hurt. Usually it's the one closest to us, the ones that we wouldn't think would hurt us. They're the ones that tend to be able to hurt us the worst. And I think it's because we just expect more out of them. And when you're hurt, you enter this season of healing, okay? You have to enter that season of healing. You can't stay in resentment, unforgiveness, bitterness. All that's going to destroy you, okay? So we're going to pretend like you've moved beyond that. You've come to the point where you're willing to forgive. So we're releasing it to Jesus. We're forgiving. We're asking his help to forgive, to heal us. And we're in that healing process. It's totally natural when you're in this healing process to take a step back and to focus on yourself a little bit, okay? So you're going to be focusing on your healing. You're going to be setting boundaries up, and you're going to be focusing on what you need in this moment to heal because you've been injured. Just like if you were exercising and you pulled a muscle, you're going to have to take a step back from your exercising regimen because you're going to have to baby that muscle a little bit and let it heal. However, you can't stay that way, right? So once that muscle heals, you've got to start easing back into an exercise regimen, or that muscle is going to stay weak. It's going to stay deteriorated. It's going to start shrinking. It's the same way in our lives. We've been hurt. We take a step back. I like to call it the season of winter, okay? It's cold. It's barren. It's dry. We're not being fruitful in the Lord. We're not helping others. In this moment, we're just focusing on self-preservation, right? Focusing on keeping ourselves warm and making sure we have what we need for us and our families. Totally natural, okay? But what season comes immediately after winter? That's right, spring. You have to go from a season of barrenness to a season of fruitfulness in just a short amount of time. You can't stay in that self-focused season for long. And I'll tell you why. Because God designed us to help each other. He designed us to reach for others. He designed us to serve others. So if we stay in this season of it's about me, it's about what I need, it's about my healing, and we begin to take on a victim mentality, what we're doing is we are killing ourselves from the inside out. Our spirits are getting weaker, okay? So that spirit's now a pulled muscle. We've babied it. We've healed it. Okay, God's brought us to a place of healing. And now, if we don't begin working it, it will become weaker and weaker and weaker until it completely is diminished. It's destroyed out of our lives. And then we are no longer spiritual beings, but we are right back where we started from. We're back to that carnal being where we're focused on us so much that we can't see past our own noses to help the world in front of us. So we don't want to stay here for long. So you take that season, you take that moment to heal, okay? And then you might not even be completely healed when you start easing back into serving. You start opening yourself back up, allowing others back in, okay? You don't have to be completely healed to do that. I pulled a muscle in my back, and before that muscle was completely healed, I began doing some stretches, right? I've been working that muscle a little bit, getting some slow movements, getting it used to being worked again, until I eased back up into a point where it was healed enough that I could go back into exercising. I'm not big on exercising, so don't think that, but I do know enough that when you injure something, you have to take time to heal, but then you have to ease back in or you're going to do more damage, all right? So now that you're on your way to healing, it's time to ease back in, okay? Start opening yourself up. Start serving others. Start looking around you and seeing who needs your help, who needs you reaching for them, who needs you grabbing their hand and saying, come on, we can do this. We don't have to stay in winter. We can go into spring. Let's move forward. Let's not stay stuck in this rut. Come on, let's go. Because when you start shifting from self-preservation, you are going from living to thriving, right? So you are going from a place of I'm doing just what I need to do to survive. to you are going to a place of thriving and helping others thrive as well. So I encourage you today, if you've been hurt, and I'm sure you have, take those steps to heal, but then jump right back in there. God will be with you and He will give you the strength that you need. And as soon as you start serving others, you start putting yourself back out there, you're going to feel the seasons shifting. You're going to feel spring coming on. You're going to begin to see that new growth. You're going to begin to see that new era coming on. You're going to begin to see a new you emerge. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing.